and welcome to my channel. So I'm back from my little sojourn and I just wanted to hop on really quickly and talk about this incident that I saw on the news or on the little news sites. I don't watch the ESPYs. I don't even know where to find it if I wanted to tune in. But when I saw the story that came out of the ESPYs, which aired the other night back here, I was like, man, that kind of thing is good for the soul. So you saw the title. I'm talking about when comedian Lil Rel Howery commented, he made a comment about Tristan Thompson, and I love to see it. So basically, Khloe Kim, she's at the ESPYs, and he walks up to her and he's like, hey, you had no choice but to be successful because you got 2 Kardashian names in your name. I always knew you were going to be successful. One piece of advice, though, watch out for the Tristans. And apparently the people around him that heard him say that were like, and he was like, you know what, you all were thinking it, I just said it. And I was relieved to see that he just said it. And that was for a couple reasons. First of all, I love to see cishet men make comments like this and call each other out for horrible behavior. I think so often when you do see, men talking about behavior and holding people accountable, they're always coming at women. All we have to do is look at the trend of male podcasters to see that is true. They're always coming at women, this is what women don't do, and da-da-da-da, and blah, blah, blah. And whenever they have the opportunity to talk about accountability, they don't really talk about themselves, especially when it's a situation like this, and you have this demon who is playing this sort of sociopathic game with, I think, probably the most confusing reality star, but I'll get to that in just a second. He's playing this extremely sociopathic, wild game out in full force in the media in front of everybody. I haven't really seen a lot of men call him out for his behavior. I know they made jokes, at the beginning whenever, he first started cheating on Khloe, but you don't see people regularly, especially at award shows like this. In fact, a couple months ago, I believe Drake put Tristan Thompson in his music video. I mean, to them, his behavior is a joke. It's kind of like Future, where he's allowed to just behave badly. And while we all know that it's not great, oh, he's a man and don't hate and it's fine. You got men defending, people like Future over people like Russell Wilson. I talked about that on this channel, right? That behavior is okay to a lot of them because I guess it's just how a man is supposed to act. I don't know. So it was nice to hear a man say something even remotely close to, that guy is an asshole. And of course, we know why he said it. Shortly after, we found out that he had fathered another child with a woman behind Khloe Kardashian's back, it was announced that they are expecting another child together. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, girl, what the hell? It's like, how do you get from what happened to you when you first had True to actually going through and planning for and having another child with this man on purpose? There was a TikTok that I saw recently. And sometimes when I don't have the words, TikTok always has the words, where somebody broke down what they think Khloe's reasoning is. And I thought this person's take was so interesting, so I'm going to play it for you now.
Okay, I want to talk about my theory about why the Kardashians are so successful based on this clip from Khloe's recent interview where she talks about Tristan Thompson. I wasn't able to stitch it, but I screenshotted the important part. Basically, she was asked, why did you take Tristan back? And Khloe is really proud of herself because she was like, even though he cheated on me when I was pregnant, I was still able to have him in the delivery room. And then she says, so when True looks back at those home videos, those videos are going to be as pure and perfect as I was able to make them. And this really struck me because I read Kris Jenner's memoir and it really resonated with something Kris Jenner said about motherhood. When Kris talks about her early days with Robert Kardashian, when she just had Kourtney and Kim, she says everything was picture perfect. I made breakfast for the babies. I played tennis with my friends. I met my friends for lunch. I went shopping for the most adorable clothes for our 2 girls who are always perfectly groomed with big bows in their hair. And then when she talked about what a great wife and mother she is, she goes on to say, if you open my refrigerator door, everything was pristine and perfect. And then down here, I find such joy in buying new things for my home, decorating and dressing my kids. And there's a lot of talk about what makes the Kardashians so successful. Obviously there's tons of families who would go on a reality show, but none of them seem to break out the way the Kardashians have been able to. And I think it's because of these values. I think in the Kardashian household, being a good mom is making things look beautiful. Being a good mom is curating beautiful memories, which is very different than being a good mom is someone who creates a safe home. A good mom is someone who creates a place where you can learn and explore and be yourself. They put a huge emphasis on being like, a good mom is somebody who creates a photo so that later you can look back and remember how cool it looked in the photo. They have a very aesthetic driven idea of what a good mom is. A good mom is someone who makes everything look good and then you can remember it. And those values perfectly align with like our Instagram consumer culture. Like what it takes to be a good influencer is somebody who's always taking photos, who's always making everything look beautiful. And I think for the Kardashians, they like perfectly dovetail because to them, to be good people is to be a good mom, which is to make a beautiful photo, which is then something that perfectly makes money. And I think for most people, like what it takes to be an influencer is different than what it takes to be a good person. But for the Kardashians, it's like one and the same. And that's why they are all so innately good at it. And they're able to just like keep extending beyond and creating this bigger empire with eventually a whole group of grandchildren who will also take a perfect photo and then like be like, I'm a good mom and a great businesswoman. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I just think it's very interesting that all of these women seem to think being a good mom is being picture perfect.
So yeah, I mean, we can say a lot of things about Khloe as far as like her self-worth is concerned, as far as her, how, you know, being in the public eye and wanting to have, you know, a certain type of life is concerned. But I think that particular commenter did a really good job at picking up on why it's so important that she try and achieve what in her eyes was this fairy tale home life at literally any cost. But that doesn't change the fact that what I loved most about what happened with, you know, comedian Lil Rel's point of view here was that a man finally said something. And I think if that was a little bit more prevalent, then maybe he wouldn't be frolicking in Greece or doing whatever he's doing right now.
Okay, I do want to add here that while I was excited to hear a man say something about Tristan, I also would love to see some of these women that he consistently runs into and is able to commit these sort of crimes against sanity with get a freaking clue. Like when I saw the pictures of him in Greece and him on vacation doing whatever, and there are new girls with him at every turn, I'm just like, who is hanging out with Tristan Thompson? Who still wants, if I was in a situation, and believe me, I understand he would never talk to me, but if I was in a situation and I had the opportunity to speak to this man, just on principle, on GP, I'm cussing him out. And it's not even about what he did to Khloe, because like that commenter explained, and I think like everyone with common sense knows, she brought that on herself by continuously allowing him to come in under the guise of, I have to create this perfect idea of family, even though I'm not working with a perfect person, so I'm never going to get there. But my whole thing is, he also did things to Jordan, both Jordans, his first baby mama, Jordan Craig, and Jordan, I just forgot her last name, but we all know Jordan, the one that he caused, to get blacklisted, the one that the Kardashians tried to blame for, his behavior, the one that rose from the ashes like a phoenix and is now living her best life. We know Jordan, right? And not only what he did to her, but what he then, if you read the documents and the things that he said about Mara Lee when she got pregnant, which, how do you do that with him? How do you not check the sources? How do you not check his Instagram? Check what? Girls. Anyway, so while I did enjoy a man saying something, it's like, oh, one of you spoke up. Thanks. At the same time, the women that are enabling his behavior, all the way from Khloe Kardashian for how many years she did it, to any person that he sees in public who is like, sure, I'll have a drink with you, they are to blame for this circus as well. There is a scene in the movie Dumbo where Dumbo and his mom walk in and all of the elephants like stick their butts up in their faces and they won't talk to them. I feel like that socially is what needs to happen to Tristan Thompson. Just butts in his face. Well, no, he probably like that. But you know what I mean? Just nobody speaks to you. You have a forever timeout. Nothing else for you. You're done. So it's not just the men that need to speak up. The women that he runs into absolutely need to say, up, no thank you. Because, I mean, honestly, is he even that fine? I could see if he was this man. Okay? I could see if he... But Tristan should not be getting away with this. I mean, it's just... it's a mess.
But anyway, I loved seeing that. I loved seeing him make that little comment. I just wanted to comment on it real quick. This video is so short, but that's fine. My analytics say people normally stop watching after 10 minutes anyway. So this one is just a cute little short one for you. As always, thanks for watching.